What the Flux is brought to you by DeLoreanRental.com. If you're looking to rent a DeLorean time machine, DeLorean Rental has you covered. They have time machines all across the United States, the UK, Germany, France, Italy, and adding more cars daily. Check out all of their packages to see what would best fit your event at DeLoreanRental.com or call 708-292-0236.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
All your questions will be answered. Roll tape.
Live from the former Institute of Future Technology in Orlando, Florida, you're listening to What the Flux with your hosts, Anthony Furtado, Todd Henge, Caitlin Larkin, and Eugene Schnee.
We're back! Oh, wait a minute. We actually have money we can afford the new sound effect, right?
Oh, wait. I got this. Hold on. I got this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we prepare for this for days and
You
years.
ready? You ready?
I'm ready? Okay. I'm just going to fake it because I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
You're ready. Damn.
Thanks, Rap Horn app.
Thank you. How are you doing, Miss Caitlin?
I'm good, thank you.
Very
How
good.
are you?
I'm doing wonderful, surviving the CoronaCon.
CoronaCon. You gotta stop saying CoronaCon, man.
Because it's the only con we have this year. That's the only con we got, man. That's all we got. But we also wanted to acknowledge that we have some fans, right?
Yeah, man, we do. We got a couple of letters this week.
I've got something for you. A letter.
I am excited. I always get excited when I hear about the fans, and always get excited when people just. I mean, I'll be excited if somebody just writes, "Hey."
Yeah, I mean, if someone's just like, "Hey, what's happening?" I'm like, "Yo, what's up?"
It's like, I don't know, I'm like, "Hey," I just wrote, "Hey," I'm like, "Yay!"
No, we love hearing from you guys, and of course, if you ever want to send us either emails, or we also accept little voice memos, even though nobody's like sent us any voice memos. I want to push that though. I would really love to like play people's questions like in the middle of the show, and then we can answer them, or cute little stuff like that. Yeah. So if you ever want to send us voice memos, you have any questions that you want us to answer, any discussions that you want us to have, you can always send those to whatthefluxpod@gmail.com.
But you gotta also remember that some people, I'm like one of those people too that like, oh damn, do I sound like that?
Yes, you do sound like that.
I know.
No, for sure. I get that.
And then those people also like when they hear themselves like, oh my god, like this it's one of those things that's gonna go 50-50.
Yeah, for sure.
Really good or really bad.
Hey, and if you feel that way, you can always write us an email to whatthefluxpod@gmail.com.
That was a good one to say, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I did try.
But yeah, we got two letters this week.
Two? What?
And the first one I would like to read is from Gordon. Gordon didn't say where he's from, but I'm going to assume that he's from the Northeast, at least, from America. Because he mentions New Jersey in here. So he must be from around that area.
That's one of your guys, right? You're in New York.
I'm from New York. Don't get confused, bro.
Oh, sorry.
I don't go on the other side of the bridge.
My bad. What's up, Gordon?
Yeah, so Gordon says, "Hey guys, first of all, I gotta thank you for helping me get through my day at work. Got to love binging on Back to the Future." Mm-hmm. A few years ago, Crispin Glover did a convention in New Jersey, and he had a movie viewing on one of his movies he wrote. He did a poetry reading and a Q&A. When it was my turn to meet Crispin, I asked him this question. When George and Marty are talking in the backyard, why is George hanging up dry clothes? He thought about it and said, I have no idea. That's something you have to ask Galen Zemeckis. Was it a continuity error? Does George have OCD? Just wondering your thoughts. Hasta bye-bye, Gordon.
That is a good question.
That's a great question. I honestly think it's just a fuck up. They were just like, oh, you're out hanging laundry on the line. Here's some random clothes props here, just hang them up. Because honestly, I never really noticed that the clothes were dry. Because that's not what you're focused on. You're focused on the conversation that George and Marty are having. So I only realized that recently. Oh, yeah, he is hanging up dry clothes on a laundry line. So that is bizarre. But I think it's just, who cares?
I love how Crispin Glover's reaction was like, "Oh, you better just ask."
Yeah, just ask Zemeckis, ask Bob Gale.
I think that's the best power you have as an actor, because the thing about it is, like, they can ask you, like, what's the time continuity, blah blah blah, or what does 1.21 gigawatts mean, whatever. All you have to do, this is like your safeguard.
Yeah.
Ask the Bobs.
That's it. That's just your answer for everything.
That's your answer for everything.
It's like, I don't know, man. I was just an actor. They're just telling me what to do, so I go and do it, and that's that.
I think that's something that people tend to forget sometimes, because we sometimes, and this is a mistake. I mean, this is a mistake that I know a lot of people do, that they worship actors so much that they, tend to forget that they're just people doing a job.
Yep.
And I've actually experienced that myself, not only with Back to the Future, but with also other movies. Like, one of my favorite movies is Star Wars, the original trilogy, the one that matters.
The only one that matters. It's the only one I watch.
Yeah, because the other two. well, that's another podcast.
That's another story for another day.
But it is. I remember one time I was going to meet Mark Hamill, which obviously Luke Skywalker, Mr. Badass, and I was in line, and I remember this guy in front of me was like he looked like, when you like. The best way I could describe it is like I told my brother. This guy looked like they got a bunch of parts of nerds, and they put them together in a blender.
And he was just one giant super nerd?
Oh, yeah. Well, this guy was serious, legit. Like, he had a mission. And he wanted to meet Luke Skywalker, not Mark Hamill.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I'm like, oh, shit, this is going to be good. So I got my popcorn ready. And he's, like, asking him, like, Mr. Skywalker, and first thing he goes like, "My name is Mark Hamill."
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, then he's like talking about like this part of Empire Strikes Back of when he was fighting this, and he was like, "I was just doing what the script told me to do."
Yeah, doing what the director told me to do, just reading the script. Like, and people take that shit too serious sometimes.
And you could tell this guy was like, he was not happy with his answer. Like, he was not happy. Like, this guy was literally like, I saw literally his heartbreak or something.
Oh, man.
But he was like, because like, oh my God, no, Luke Skywalker is an actor. And I think the same thing happens with Back to the Future too. Like, sometimes, I mean, we have some questions. I personally, I did never notice that his clothes were dry.
Yeah, I never did until, I want to say maybe a few months ago, when I think I was reading it on, one of the Back to the Future Facebook fan pages. Somebody brought it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. But it's like what I said. Who cares? That's not the point.
Yeah, because you wanted to know about the conversation.
Right.
I mean, Darth Vader did actually threaten the poor guy.
The only part where the clothes become a part of the conversation is when George is holding the bra and he goes, "You're going to go touch her on her." And then Marty throws the bra back into the laundry basket. But, like, no, I never gave it any other thought.
But it's a good call that, if you guys want to see, I mean, let's put it this way. For any of those future pioneer directors out there, this is a lesson to be learned. That if you have a scene where you're going to have somebody put dry clothes, you want to make sure that they're wet before you put it.
Yeah, I just don't think they thought any more of it than what it was.
I mean,
it's just clothes.
It is what it is.
It is what it
is.
But
it is a good question, Gordon. And so we want to definitely thank you for that. I think I can just imagine Crispin Glover like, shit. Oh well.
Yeah.
We got. I mean, at least the fact. You know what? At least the fact. I'm actually more surprised the fact that he said "ask the Bobs" instead of like cursing him out or something like that. Like because Crispin Glover, he's a very help me here with a word.
He's an interesting character.
Wow, that's such a politician answer.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'm in the wrong business.
Probably, but he's a very exclusive. He's He's just fucking crazy. But
He's eccentric.
He's eccentric. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Edit that last part. All right, who's the second letter?
Second letter is from our main boy,
Who?
our main man.
Oh, snap. I know who it is.
Yep. Julio.
You got that, Julio? We even made a special effect for you, that right?
Yeah, man. No, Julio is on top of his shit. I love him.
He actually does one of the coolest letters.
He does the best letters. Like, no offense to anybody else that writes us. Please, like, don't take this personally. We love everything you guys send us. We appreciate all the letters. But no one writes with such finesse as Julio.
Man, that's a big word.
Is it?
Feel like Pee Wee Herman, folks. What's the word of the day?
Finesse!
Ah!
So we got another letter from our boy Julio, and he says, "Dear What the Flux team."
That's us.
That is us. "On the night that I go back in time at 1:30 a.m., you will receive this letter. Please take whatever precautions are necessary to read it carefully."
Okay, I gotta stop you right there. That right there, folks. That
I
right
know
there
that
is
wins.
brilliant.
He wins every time.
That's pretty badass. Continue.
Great Scott, what an episode. I guess he's talking about our last week's show.
Oh.
Y'all really got my gears turning and my smile muscles working on this one. Loved all three of your suggestions. I definitely watch them as what-if episodes on a Back to the Future television series. I meant to write sooner, but school has started for my kids, Marty Jr. and little Marlene, so I've been busy. They both celebrated birthdays along with Todd. Happy belated birthday, Todd. Oh, that's so sweet. Julio says
and
happy birthday.
belated birthday to his kids.
Yeah, happy belated birthday to Marty Jr. and Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
I love those code names.
Cool.
This is what I would do with my alternate dimension Back to the Future movie. I have no clue. It's as perfect as is. But I would like to add to all three of your ideas. And here's what I would do. All right, this is Julio's suggestion for Eugene's time killer story.
Dun, dun, dun.
Marty is unknowingly influencing people during his time travel. He tells Uncle Joey to get used to these bars as a baby, causing him to actively seek methods to stay in jail longer. Petty crimes don't work. Time-traveling murder spree will have to be the guaranteed reason to stay in jail forever. The kicker, he can transform himself into a toddler, like in 1955, or a young teen or full-grown man. But toddler version is the most lethal. Doc Brown knows all of this and keeps him traveling through time in order to keep him alive. Dun, dun, dun.
All right, let me tell you something. I'm not a Hollywood producer, but that is like, that right there.
He's a genius.
That's genius right there. That's all of those Hollywood producers. I am open. You guys can call me. Me and Julio are going to business.
That's it. It's a done deal.
But we thought we were done with that. It gets
I know.
better.
It gets better. So here's Julio's suggestion for my zombie apocalypse movie. Doc invents the time machine and unknowingly creates the first zombie Einstein. Doc has no idea time travel has this side effect on dogs. He's too worried about affecting the space-time continuum. Movie continues like normal. Marty jumps into the time machine to escape the Libyans and breathes in the germs from Einstein and becomes infected while jumping to 1955.
Oh, no.
There he infects Copernicus, and Copernicus is patient zero to the zombie outbreak. People don't wash their hands, wear masks, or social distance in the 50s, nor in the 21st century, apparently, so the virus spreads quickly. Movie continues. Marty gets back to Zombie Apocalypse 1985, where he becomes a full-on zombie, bites Red on the bench, and gets shot by Doc Brown. Dun, dun, dun.
That's cool.
And then finally, his suggestion for Todd's The Death of George McFly movie. He said, just drop the it sounds cleaner.
That's funny.
And then he goes, your friend in time, Julio, a.k.a. the first best friend of the week.
That's very true. He was my very first friend of the week. And I am happy to say, folks, finally, and I actually even provided evidence and everything, that the stickers should be getting here next week by the 19th. There was a little something mix-up going on with them, but everything looks good. As soon as we get them, I'm going to be in contact. I told Caitlin, I have a list of everybody who we actually proclaim the best friend of the week.
Yes.
And starting next
contact
week,
you.
we're going to be contacting everybody so that way you guys can send us your address. It's going to be a 4x4 sticker of the What the Flux sticker. We've posted it on
it's on our social, so if you
Folks,
haven't seen the picture.
I saw already kind of like, because they send you kind of like an approval sticker,
Right.
and it looks sick. Like it looks
I can't
really
wait to
cool.
see it.
So and this is something, again, this is something that we're doing out of our own pockets. This is something that nobody's paying. No big producer. No, the Bobs are not paying for this. This is something that we're doing because we love you guys, and we want to make sure that we appreciate you guys tuning in and all that good stuff. And this is something from us to you. A little, if you could say a little thank you.
Yeah, we would have never expected that when we started the show 5 months ago that we would be anywhere near where we are now. I was actually looking at our stats on our hosting site, and we have over 3,500 episode downloads.
Do we really have that much family?
Yeah.
Shit.
Between all of us, yeah.
Damn, Mom. I want to give a special shout out to my mom for downloading so many episodes.
Kidding me? My parents haven't even listened to the show.
Oh, that's sad. My mom listened to one show at least. She's like, yeah, it was funny. I liked it.
No, my brother is our biggest fan, at least,
I like your
my
brother
family.
because your brother said that I have a good voice.
Yes, we need to get my brother on the show. I feel like he should be
he's
a special
actually,
guest
I
sometime.
have him in the list to send him one of the stickers. So
yes.
He's going to get one of those.
Oh, definitely.
And of course,
got to give some out to the fam.
Of course. And this week's fan, I mean, Julio was already our fan, so he's getting one. But you know who's getting one
Who's
this week?
getting one this week?
Go, Gordon!
Yay!
What the Flux best friend of the week?
He's the best friend of the week, folks. He will be getting the Novelty Treasure Prize, the ultimate. This thing is better than the World Peace thing. I'm sorry. World Peace?
Yeah, screw World Peace.
Screw that.
I just want to be a What the Flux best friend.
That's right. Because you know what? If once you're a What the Flux best friend, life is good.
You're best friend for life.
Best friend for life. Well, thank you for that. And we have some news, right? If I'm not mistaken?
Not really. I mean, kind of.
Well, here's the thing about it, because today's news is a little bit controversial, folks, and we love some controversy. Because we'll go into that.
Yeah,
but
we'll
first,
get to it in a second.
Well, we're
Let's count it
professionals
down.
because we need to do the countdown.
We
folks.
do.
And if you know how to count, guess what? You can do it with us.
Yeah, that's right. Join in.
Join in, folks. In 3,
2.
One.
Hey, Dr. Stay. This is tomorrow's newspaper.
Could I go to the library and look myself up in the old newspaper archive?
Thanks, Eugene. Thank you. So it's been a pretty slow news week, Back to the Future wise. The only thing that's really come out is that NECA released what the box is going to look like for the Back to the Future animated series action figures that are coming out, in October, November? I forgot already. I know we mentioned it in another show. We had the release date, but I didn't write it down. Wah, wah.
See, I don't agree with you in this one. I think the boxes look perfectly fine.
Okay, here's my beef.
Oh, boy.
This is a
Remember
product.
last time you had a beef, you actually ended up with a biff.
A biff beef.
Yeah.
No, but I seriously, in all seriousness, not that the boxes look bad or anything. That's not my problem. My problem is this is supposed to be an advertisement. You're advertising the animated series. Mm-hmm. The box looks like something that a product from the movie should be in. It doesn't have any of the 90s animated series color scheme. It's all the dark colors, dark blue, dark orange with the DeLorean there. And it was just basic. I was really hoping for some retro looking Back to the Future, the animated series.
You 90s
box.
Kids and your retro shit. Look, that
Yeah.
box looks fine.
It looks fine, but it's a continuity thing. This is a product that's Back to the Future, the animated series. It doesn't look like it.
I mean, it's just a box.
Yes, which if I get these, I'm definitely taking them out of the box because...
Ooh, isn't that like the collector's like biggest sin ever?
I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care? You're gonna open them up?
That's how much I don't like the box.
Damn. So you're telling me that you will open these ones out?
Yeah.
But if you had the McDonald's ones, aren't those still in the little like?
No, they're open.
Oh, okay.
They're open. No, but like I'm showing Eugene the pictures right now, and I'm just like,
They look fine.
it has nothing to do with the animated series.
I agree, it does not. But maybe they couldn't. I don't know. Just to me, it's just a box. It's just like, eh.
Yeah, it's a box that I'm gonna throw away in the garbage.
Oh well, folks.
And that's it for Back to the Future news.
That's it.
That's it. Nothing else happened this week.
Well, to the people who made the boxes, Caitlin does not like you guys.
No, not that I don't like them as people. I don't like the design they came up with. It could have been way better. It could have been way more clever.
Should have hired a '90s kid.
Yeah.
Well, today's show is gonna make you actually happy. Today's show is actually involves two of my favorite topics: Back to the Future and music.
Yes.
Yes! Oh my God! Yes! Bring out the tiki torches. No, we actually. I heard this saying once. Movie. What was it? It was in Spanish. A movie without a good movie without a good movie without good music is like a joke with no laughter.
Say it in Spanish. You said it was Spanish. It's a Spanish saying.
Una película sin música es como un chiste sin gracia. There you go.
See, it sounds better in Spanish.
It sounds a lot better. It's true. It's actually the music. I mean, we always talk about how perfect this movie is.
Yes.
And how perfect the movie. But honestly, like if it wasn't for the music, the movie itself would fail. Because one of the things, and I think you agree with me on this one, when I used to work at the Hard Rock, and I would walk by the Universal Studios, and every time I listened, dun, 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 dun. I mean, you just knew like, oh, today's gonna be a good day.
Yep. I would always judge my shift on what would be playing as I would pass Universal walking into Hard Rock.
Correct. And the music of Back to the Future, I think all of our listeners agree, it's such iconic. I mean, what Alan Silvestri did, and so early in his career too.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing that people forget. He was still in his 30s when he made this.
That's
sound.
awesome.
That's insane. I mean, can you imagine being in your 30s and you made one of the songs that this day in 2020? Like people still remember so profound. Like everybody just knows. As soon as you hear those horns, you just like Back to the Future.
Oh,
just like I would dare to say like Jurassic Park. Like,
sure.
Like, da, 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 da. That was, my version of Jurassic Park.
What's that?
There's a dinosaur, a fucking dinosaur.
Oh, I love
That's
it.
my dinosaur. Or like obviously like Star Wars or
anything John Williams.
I mean anything John Williams pretty much is iconic. Danny Elfman as well. Hans Zimmer. I mean it's just unbelievable. But a lot of people. One of the things that we wanted to talk to you guys today is like we know about the music, but there's so much about the music, not just about Alan Silvestri. But about the music soundtrack itself. So we're actually going to split this episode into 3 parts.
Yeah.
Back to the Future, obviously, we're going to be going through each of the soundtracks and how the music evolved with the movies as well. Because that is true. The music did evolve, and it almost like the music grew with us and the movies as well. So today we're going to focus mostly on Back to the Future 1. And a little bit of we'll go into a little bit of Alan Silvestri's early career. And then we could keep going. Like, for example, today we're going to be talking about his career till Back to the Future 1, and then when Back to the Future 2 and 3,
awesome.
so on.
This is
and
just
to keep it interesting, definitely if you guys have any of your favorite songs, let us know. And more important, don't just tell us like, oh, I like this song because it's cool. No, tell us why you like it.
See, the thing about the music is that it unlocks like all these memories, and that's the wonderful thing about music, and it hits people in so many different emotions in so many ways.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean,
this,
you still remember the song that you like? For example, Like your first breakup song, or
Oh, sure.
What was it?
Oh, geez. Oof. That's tough because I've only been through one really bad breakup. And so after that, I couldn't listen to any songs that were made by Tegan and Sarah or the Plain White Tees, because that's what my ex-girlfriend and I would listen to all the time. So for years, for a couple of years, I couldn't listen to Tegan and Sarah or the Plain White Tees because it would just remind me of her.
So you're gonna judge me if I tell you.
Yeah.
Mine was actually, and I think a lot of people, if you live in the 80s, you know this song. God damn, Foreigner, I Want to Know What Love Is.
I want to know what love is.
You're driving on the car, you're like, I want to know what love is.
I want you to show me.
I hate that bloody song so bad.
I mean, I just hate that song in general, but...
I remember that song, but I also remember the first song a girl ever dedicated to me. I never forget. Modern English.
I Melt With You?
Melt With You. I never, because it was the first time, and to this day, obviously I'm still friends with this girl.
Right.
She's married, she's got whatever. And for those of you who don't know, I grew up in Switzerland. So I was with her in Switzerland, and she dedicated this song to me and gave me a kiss. Score. And I was a kid, and I was like, I never had a girl dedicate a song to me.
Yeah.
And when I heard this song, I was like, first of all, the song is pretty badass. It's a cool song.
It's actually my parents. It was one of their songs. Yeah. So
but it's also a very heavily, like, it's a cool song. And then to this day, I will always remember. And for each relationship that I've had, there's a song that I remember from this person. What is your song with Ange?
So Ange and I have two songs together. It's funny because I think we talked about this not too long ago. One of them is "Stuck with You" by Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And another one is the Beatles' "And I Love Her."
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So those are our two songs. So anytime Angela calls me, "Stuck with You" plays. That's her ringtone. And I think it was from one of our very first conversations, just talking about music and movies, and we referenced the song, and then it just became our song. Even though if you listen to the lyrics of that song, it's actually pretty shitty.
Which one?
Happy to Be Stuck With You.
You know what? I never really
we've been through our ups and downs, and all that. Shit. It's actually kind of a negative song. It's like you're about to break up with someone.
This is your song?
And it's like, you know what? Yes, it's true. I'm just happy to be stuck with you. But, it's. I think it's more because of the story that she and I share behind it. So.
And I think that's what makes it special. Yeah. For me and Dinah, our songs are actually a little different. We actually have 3 songs. Every time I hear these songs, it's like, it's a song. It's actually, if you guys ever listen, it's called by Cinema by Benny Benassi. He's a DJ. It's such a great song because it's a song where it says, "You are cinema." God, I wish I could sing, but I can't sing, so I don't want to lose our audience. But it's a great song if you guys can actually listen to it, and if you have one, because it's a song that I'm not a very lovey-dovey person, but one of the things that attracted me about my girlfriend was the fact how she has, I always told her, like, oh my gosh, you're like this complete movie. You're like horror, thriller, funny, all the, all that stuff. And when you hear the song, it's exactly like that.
Aww,
so that's actually one of the songs that reminds me of her. Another one is a classic one by The Flock of Seagulls, a Space Age love song.
Wow.
Yeah. That's actually one of our songs. All right.
I was gonna say, are you about to say Iran? Because that's fucked up if that's your song.
Oh, you haven't heard the third one yet.
No. All right.
That song actually, I mean, it's such an 80s song. And it's one of those songs that I remember that we were dancing and it just came out and we started making out to the song. And it was just one of those songs that it was just like, it's such a cool song. You know, and because I was told, like, you're out of this world and whatever. And I tell you, when you're with your perfect partner, let me tell you, when that song hits again, and you could be pissed off, you could be out of the world, but you hear that song,
yeah.
Oh man, it's like all the problems go away. And the last one, it's by the acclaimed group, Rex and Effect, Rum Shaker. Now the reason for this song is because
Classy.
oh yeah, you know it, girl. The reason for this song is because as simple as it is, I like the booty.
Hey, I mean, who doesn't love a good
Who
booty?
doesn't love a good booty?
Who
And my
doesn't
girlfriend has
love
an
a
amazing
good
booty,
booty?
and I told her that this will be our wedding song.
Oh my God.
I just want to dance this song with her parents there.
I hope you guys get married someday because I want to see this.
All I want to do is a boom, 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 and a boom, boom. Just check your And the fact that she actually agrees that this is one of our songs, it makes her awesome. So
Yeah, there you
so
go.
if you guys have any songs in particular, we wanted to share this with you guys. But if you guys got your songs, it doesn't have to necessarily be from Back to the Future. Just let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to know more about you.
Yeah.
We good.
So when it comes to Back to the Future, of course, you want to have a song that just gets you in the nuts.
Oh.
Oh.
In my non-existent nuts.
Exactly. Don't worry. You can let them out. Yeah, I'll let you out.
Oh, gross.
So, what better way to start with The Power of Love?
Oh, God, this song is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Performed by Huey Lewis and the News, or as you know him,
Huey.
Written by Huey Lewis and Chris Hayes. Obviously, we hear this song a couple times throughout the movie itself. Of course, we're sticking to number one.
Yes, we're just doing songs from
all
the
you
first
Back to
film.
the Future fans out there, we know they play it also in third, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later.
But I found that mistake, and this is when Marty finds out he's late for school.
Yep.
And it plays,
Damn, I'm late for school.
Sing along, folks. And of course, it plays again when him and Jen are
They're kissing by the clock
they're kissing
tower.
by the clock tower again. So now this song was specifically written for the movie by Huey, and we talked about this in one of the other episodes as well. Your thoughts about this song?
It's amazing.
Why?
You know what? I wish I could really put my finger on it. But it's one of those things where it was just the perfect song for the perfect scene in that opening scene. Mm-hmm. And it has nothing to do with time travel. I mean, Huey has said that, I didn't want to write a song called Back to the Future. I don't know how to write a song called Back to the Future. And I don't know. I think it's because maybe it's a relatable topic. Mm-hmm. I mean, because we all go through it. It's the power of love. You don't need money. You don't need fame. You don't need no credit card to ride this train. It's strong and it's sudden and it can be cruel sometimes. But you know what? It might just save your life. And that's the power of love.
Did you just quote the whole song?
Fuck yes, I did.
Wow. Well, we owe money to Huey. Or in your case, Huey. I think The Power of Love is one of those songs, again, such iconic. I mean, as soon as you hear the song, as soon as you hear that,
that synthesizer is the
right
fucking best. Mm-hmm. It really isn't part of my potty mouth, but when I get into a subject, I tend to curse a bit more.
Folks, this woman curses worse than a drunk sailor.
No, my wife curses more.
That is true. I think, would you consider The Power of Love is a perfect song?
I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's totally perfect. I think the bridge is kind of a bit off. That they say that all in love is fair. I mean, that part's okay. Mm-hmm. But the hook, the chorus, it's the best ever. And I'm all about that hook. I think it's why I'm such a big Paul McCartney fan, is because that dude knows how to write a hook and something that can get caught in your head for days. And anytime you watch Back to the Future, even when, the movie's long over, you've got bum, 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 bum.
And I think that's maybe,
bum, bum.
And I don't want to disrespect any songwriters out there or anything like that. Yes, you do need amazing lyrics.
Yeah.
But do you think it's safe to say that a hook is more important than lyrics?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Because the hook definitely stays with you longer than, don't get me wrong. Good lyrics are good lyrics.
Well, that you have to think about this, from, I guess, the Beatles, are just a prime example of this. Like, their early stuff was, kind of sappy and bubblegummy, but it didn't matter. It was the music. It was the hook. It was something that could be stuck in your head all day long.
It's true.
And
sometimes
that's what gets you.
Sometimes you hear a song that you probably go like, at first you felt like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
But
then you end up singing it.
But then you end up singing it, and it stuck with you. And then there's a lot of songs like that.
Oh, yeah.
Even from artists that you don't want to publicly admit that you like.
All
Girl,
right.
you know it's true.
Ooh, 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 I love you.
I'm in love, girl. Oh, yeah. We went all lately.
Oh, yeah.
All right, second song. Now, this song, to me,
Yes.
I consider this a perfect song. Now, I actually am a bigger fan of Back in Time than The Power of Love.
Okay.
I love Back in Time, again,
I love it
performed
too.
by Huey Lewis and the News, or as Kaylin knows him.
Huey.
So stupid. It was written by Huey Lewis and Chris Hayes as well. This song also was written for the movie, for Back to the
Yes.
Future. This is as close as Huey was going to write about back, a time travel song. The reason I think this song has an amazing hook.
Oh, yeah.
I love the fact that it begins with like it's a little slow, like.
Dun,
Bam,
dun,
bam,
dun,
bam.
dun, dun.
Oh yeah, and I didn't notice how big that hook was until when I saw Huey Lewis perform here at Universal.
Yeah.
And
That was a good show.
Great show, everything like that. But when they performed this song, the whole, even more with The Power of Love, but Back in Time was that one song that people were like, just smiles all over.
Yeah.
Like, for at least a couple, 3 minutes, everybody was there just to sing. I mean, the audience was really into it.
So good.
And one of the reasons I love about this song is because obviously it talks about the back in time and the blah, blah, blah. But it has a great guitar solo.
Oh my God, the guitar part in Back in Time is amazing. Okay, I don't know if anybody that listens to our podcast listens all the way to the end, but I have the music fade out at the certain point where the guitar goes wah, 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 because I have to leave that in. I can't just not have that part of the song play at the end.
And let's not forget the horns. The
Oh,
horns,
so
the horn
good.
section, everything. But one of the things that I love about this song is so fast. I love the fact when Huey comes over and is like you know, back in time, back in time, back in time. Hello, Marty. There's a part with Marty that he sings the part of Marty. Get back, Marty. God, what does he say specifically? I gotta listen to the song.
I gotta listen to the song. It's been a minute.
Right, folks, hold on.
We're doing this right now.
We're doing this like literally right now. Because,
Oh shit! Okay,
yeah,
okay.
We're doing it right now because we need. Because he says the part about, well, Marty. Well, I'm gonna play right now, folks. That's not it.
That's not it.
Okay, here it comes. Get back, Marty.
Oh, you know what? I've never noticed that.
Are you serious?
Maybe I have, but maybe I just forgot about it. But
Well, one of the things that I remember from the show was when he was singing that. I don't know if he did it because he was at Universal or something, but when he did that, it's like, get back, like, because he sings that, and he's like, get back, Marty. He goes and he posed the pose from Marty McFly, where he's looking at his watch, where he was watching the watch with the glasses, and the people went crazy.
Yeah.
Just that stupid little pose right there, and the people went crazy just because.
yeah.
I mean, and I just love that fact, and then the horns and the guitar. I mean, it's just such a great song.
It is such a great
song.
song.
I consider this a perfect song.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's up there. It's a great song for
Awesome.
sure.
All right, next track is obviously this is actually one of those tracks that a lot of people don't even realize that it's in the Back to the Future soundtrack.
Yes.
By the great one himself, Eric Clapton.
I'm so glad that we're talking about this because I feel like this song is so underrated.
Yes, it is.
It's so underrated. It is such a bop, as the kids say. I think the song is a bop. It's Eric Clapton, Heaven is One Step Away.
It was written by Clapton himself. But what's something that people don't know? You know who produced it?
No.
Phil fucking Collins.
Really?
Yes, he did. From the 80s. People forget the impact that Phil Collins had. I mean, I always have arguments with people because people are like, Genesis was better with Peter
Gabriel.
Yes, they were more creative and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was totally different.
That was totally different. But Phil Collins, I mean, let's be honest. Phil Collins made it more commercial.
Yeah, he did.
They got their number ones hits and they made more money. But also, I mean, Phil Collins was just an amazing drummer.
Oh, yeah.
And all that stuff. But he was also a great producer, and he actually produced the song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
You know what? Now that you say that, it makes a lot of sense. It has that vibe.
It has that vibe.
It has that vibe for sure.
That vibe. For a lot of people that don't realize, this song is actually performed when Marty returns to 1985.
Yep.
And it's amazing how when you tell people that there's an Eric Clapton song in the Back to the Future soundtrack, people are like, no, it's not. I was like, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. You know how many $5 I've won with this bet?
I should start betting. We searched all through the night. Yeah, it's so good.
It's almost like a little reggae beat.
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
It's a great song. It's not a perfect song, but it's a fun song.
It's fun. It's good.
It's got a fun song.
I wonder how they got him to do it, though. I would love to know the story behind that.
Who knows? It's Clapton.
Do we know that if he wrote the song for the movie, or if it was just...
No, he just wrote it.
It was just an Eric Clapton song that they slid in there. Okay.
That's it. Next on the track, we have Time Bomb Town, written by Lindsey Buckingham.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know Lindsey, he was the guitar player for
Fleetwood Mac.
That's very true. Or if for those kids from Saturday Night Live, it's the guy that never gets to talk.
Or if you love the vacation movies as much as we do, he of course wrote and performed Holiday Road.
That is very true.
Holiday Road.
People are, again, another great song and another great way to make money, folks. Especially during this Corona times.
I found out long ago. We're just going to be singing all day. I love it.
Lindsey Buckingham, of course, did this song. When people always say, but when does this song perform? This is when Doc calls Marty and reminds him to bring the video camera.
Video camera, yeah.
It was produced by Lindsey Buckingham as well. This song was actually done for the movie.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It's
okay.
It's an okay song.
The guitar playing is amazing, but that's because it's fucking Lindsey Buckingham, and he's amazing. Yeah. But I honestly, I don't care for this song. I don't care for the lyrics or anything like that. It's just okay. I like the music.
It's all right. It's just one of those songs that you're like, okay, cool.
Next.
For sure. Swipe right.
Oh, God.
Next on the line, we have Mr. Sandman. 1954 classic, written by Pat Ballard and performed by the Four Aces. Your thoughts on this one?
Now, I love that it's in the movie, but it's not on the official soundtrack.
It's not.
And I don't know why, but I love the story behind why it's in the movie. Do you know this story?
Why is that?
It's because Leah Thompson, to get into character as Lorraine in the 50s, would just randomly sing it. And they were like, oh, that's funny. We'll put it in. And so they did.
This is reason number 998 of why we must hail Leah Thompson.
All hail Leah Thompson.
All hail Leah Thompson. It's a great song. You can obviously hear the song when Marty finds himself in 1955. It's one of those songs that just immediately, when you hear a song like this, you just immediately think the 50s.
Exactly, and I think that's why it's a perfect use of the song in the film.
Would a song like this work in any other movie?
I mean, it depends on where it's set.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those songs that, even though it's not included in the soundtrack, it's one of those songs that when I hear it, I think of Back to the Future.
Yeah, and I think most Back to the Future fans do. For sure.
I will agree with that statement. Next in line, we have the Ballad of Davy.
Oh my God, Davy Crockett. The funniest shit is that anytime Ange and I watch Back to the Future and that scene comes up where Marty goes into Lou's Cafe and that's the song that you hear, it's stuck in Angela's head for days. And she'll just be doing something around the house and I'll just hear in the next room, Davy Crockett. I'm hysterical laughing. It's so funny.
It's 1954, music by George Burns and lyrics by Thomas W. Blackburn, performed by Fess Parker. This is one of those songs that I honestly.
But the thing is, it's of that time.
It is of that
gives
time.
you the, makes it more real that holy shit, we're in the 50s. Because nobody really listens to that Davy Crockett song and, enjoys it.
if we ever find somebody, if you actually have the balls to admit it, please write to us.
Yes. I listen to Davy Crockett on repeat.
I love that song. I'm part of the fan club.
Here's my coonskin cap.
Next in line, we have The Wallflower, Dance With Me, Henry. 1955, written by Johnny Otis, Hank Ballard, and Etta James.
Yes, it's performed by...
love Etta James.
Etta
James. I'm sorry, Etta James. Oh, my accent. Etta James. I love this song.
Yes, that's the song when they're in Lou's Cafe when
George asks Lorraine to go to the dance.
Density.
Yeah.
My density has popped me to you.
This is one of those songs, again, that just takes you back to the 50s. It's one of those happy, kind of like just...
Ooh, 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 I love that song.
It's such a great song. And again, would you consider this a perfect song?
That's really hard because for me, as a musician and as someone who tried to be a songwriter, perfect songs, that's hard. I don't think that there are too many that exist in this world. So for those of you who are keeping the list, in my opinion, the only perfect song that we so far have talked about is Back in Time. You don't have one yet, right? No, not really.
But I know one that might be coming soon.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah.
I think you're reading my mind.
I think I
yes.
Ooh, we have so much in common. We should do a podcast.
We should.
Night Train, 1951, written by Oscar Washington, Louis Simpkins, Jamie Forrest, performed by Harry Waters Jr., also known as
Marvin Berry.
That's right. And Tommy Thomas, Granville Danny Young, David Harrow Brown, and Lloyd T. Tober as the Starlight.
This song, you hear it, you feel like a fucking badass, right? You just want to put on your shades, strut down the street. That's some I'm, a cool cat kind of music.
It is.
I love it. I love it.
It was one of the cool cat songs. You just, again, takes you back to that time and everything. But it also makes you, I know it's kind of stupid, but it's one of those songs that makes you want to wear a suit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm I got to put on my shades. I got to take a walk down the street, pop my collar.
Yeah.
Whoever picked, I assume that this was the Bobs that probably picked the songs that were put into the movie. Mm-hmm. They did a phenomenal job. And I don't think that they ever get really the recognition for that.
And how awesome for Harry Waters Jr. to actually to know the fact that voice is yours.
Yeah,
that's your actual voice being performed there on the movie that it's gonna be. I mean, obviously at the time he didn't know that it was gonna be watched by millions and millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
But how cool is that you have a legacy to always be remembered? I mean, I think that's just unbelievable.
Homeboy's got a gold record at home because of this. So
isn't that badass?
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Next on the list. Pledging My Love in 1954, written by Fats Washington and Don D. Rovey, performed by Johnny Ace. Your thoughts?
When is this song in the movie?
This is one of those songs that was just kind of like background music.
You don't know what scene in particular off the top of your head?
Not on the top of my head.
Okay, then I can't think of it, so...
Let's look it up. Let's see if we can remember, folks. Let's see. Because there's a lot of songs that when you actually go to... The actual soundtrack, you don't see.
No, so there are only 10 songs on the actual soundtrack. You're also adding in stuff that's played in the movie.
Yeah. I'm putting everything. Here you go, folks.
Oh, that's when they're in the car.
Yeah.
That's when they're in the car. Oh my God.
When you're gonna park.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that just got me in my feelings right there.
It's a good song. It's a one of those slow dance songs that, that's actually one of those things that I miss, and it's kind of sad that obviously with the times that are going through that, a lot of kids haven't really experienced this. A slow dance. Like, remember when you used to go to a party, whatever, and they put that slow dance, and it was like,
See, shit. I wasn't a cool kid in high school, so I didn't get invited to those parties.
Sucks to be you.
High school was rough.
I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy high school.
I bet you did.
I did. Let me tell you, folks, when you have a motorcycle in high school, it definitely helps a lot.
Yeah, I still rode the bus.
You were back of the bus.
I rode the bus. I was a band geek.
But you have your own podcast.
But now I have my own podcast.
There you go. Now, this is one of those songs that you actually think about, has a great, that great slow dance. And for you, and for those of you who are older and everything, you know where you were when you had that first slow dance with your girl. I never forget. I was with Dinah because I was telling her. For those of you who don't know, my girlfriend's actually 10 years younger than me. Uh-oh.
Robbing that cradle.
Guilty as charged. But we've been together for 7 years, so we must be doing something right.
Yeah.
And I was telling her about the impact of slow dancing. And unfortunately, she's like, well, I never done that. I don't know. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You never done a
You know what? I can relate to that because she and I are around the same age. And you would go to a high school dance and it was Superman dat ho. You get that slow. It was like booty dancing. We didn't have proper slow dances or anything like that.
And this brings me to our next song, which I think you will think is the perfect song. Because I actually told you know what? Instead of telling you the impact of a slow dance song, I'm just going to do it for you. And I played our next song, which is Earth Angel.
Yeah.
Boom!
You were right. By the way, you were right.
And you started doing this. I remember we were in the kitchen. This is when we used to live at a crappy apartment back in the day when I was still starting my business. And we were together. We were starting dancing, and she's like, "Okay, this is kind of cool." And she's like, "So when do you make out?" I'm like, no. There's a specific part where you gotta go. There's a specific part. There's rules to this.
Yes, especially to that song.
And all of you who have ever had the chance to dance to this song, you know the part I'm talking about.
That's right, the best part of the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. And and it's this thing. And again, we were in the kitchen with her, and we obviously at that one point, going all out, and she even going, "Holy shit, that was amazing."
So the thing about this particular version of Earth Angel, of course, it's not the original. They put the Harry Waters Jr., Marvin Berry, and the Starlights version on the soundtrack, which was a smart move.
Yes.
Now, what's even smarter about that is that not only did they put that version on the soundtrack, but they did it with the Alan Silvestri orchestration in the background. And that, my friends, is what makes that song perfect.
Boom.
I said it. Perfect.
That's a perfect song. It was written by Curtis Williams, Jesse Belvin, Gain Hodge, performed by, of course, as you mentioned, Harry Waters Jr. as Marvin Berry, Tommy Thomas, Granville Danny Young, David Harrow Brown, and Lloyd Dover as the Starlighters. It's obviously, as we all know, this is the song that Marty plays the song with the guitar. I always remember now. It's kind of because now you when you hear the part, Earth Angel, he gets on with the guitar.
No, that's legit the best part of the movie, and I know that someday we'll probably go through our all-time favorite scenes. Mm-hmm. So, spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you about it now because the kiss, the music, the orchestration from Alan Silvestri, plus the reaction of Michael J. Fox popping up, it's the perfect scene from a movie.
Yep.
Just that moment where the violins come in.
We do have a victim in the song. The poor geeky guy that wanted to
Scram McFly, I'm cutting in.
Screw
Screw that guy. He got what he deserved.
No, he just wanted to get laid. That's it.
Yeah. Oh my God, what he deserved.
And poor guy just wants to try his luck, and then out of nowhere, George kicks him out, and the guy gets nothing.
Yep. A vision of your happiness.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Who cares?
Who cares? Well, I tell you what, he was not. Let me try this segue, folks. Here we go. This is the segue of the week. You know, too bad he wasn't a Johnny Be Good.
Oh no, that was terrible. That
horrible.
sucked. That sucked.
Oh well, we can edit that. Next song on the list is obviously a classic, Johnny Be Good, 1955, written by the master himself, Chuck Berry.
Hail, hail, rock and roll.
No relation
to Marvin Berry. It is not true.
I know, we just broke a lot of hearts.
Which is disappointing.
It's one of those things that you really would like to believe.
Oh my God, that'd be hysterical.
But no, it's not.
Chuck, it's your cousin Marvin Berry. I'm sorry, but whichever Bob wrote that line, which is probably Bob Gale, because he was the screenwriter. Mm-hmm. Fucking genius.
It is a really great song.
It's just so fucking clever.
Written by Chuck Berry himself, performed by Mark Campbell as Marty McFly.
Yes, Mark Campbell.
Tommy Thomas, as we probably a lot of people know that he was the guitar player for. I'm sorry. The guitar solo was by Tim May. I'm sorry. I apologize. Tim May was also in the band The Pinheads.
Yes,
that was the guy with the blonde hair. He was the guy who actually taught Michael J. Fox about the guitar and everything. Obviously this. What can you say about this song? It's just
it's rock and roll, man. It's
the kids are
so
gonna
good.
love it.
And we do.
And not only that, you have, again, whoever came up with this idea to do a tribute to all the great guitar legends. From Marty's doing his, which I still think is hilarious. I think he imitates Angus from AC/DC.
No, he doesn't.
No, that's not Angus.
It's
I'm
Chuck
sorry.
Berry.
It's Chuck Berry. No, I don't know why I say AC/DC. I meant to say Peter Townsend from The Who.
Yes.
When he says Peter Townsend from The Who.
Hendrix.
Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie Van
Halen, of course. Oh my God. We're going to talk about him in a second. But, I mean, it was just such a cool tribute to all those great guitar players.
Yeah.
Everything, and especially, of course, Chuck Berry himself. And it's one of those things that starts so cool, but then you just have to laugh because Marty just goes crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's like they're like
Marty McFly was the original guitar hero.
Pretty much. And the guy he just knocked that out.
He invented rock and roll.
There's a footage. I think we should put this in our page so people can see. I'm not particularly fond of this band, but I like them. Coldplay.
Oh, sure.
I think I sent you that.
Oh, yeah. Where Chris Martin plays.
A couple of years ago, Coldplay was performing, and they decided to surprise the crowd. Nobody knew this was going to happen. They surprised the crowd. Apparently, Chris Martin is a big Back to the Future fan. Mm-hmm. Who isn't? And they decided to perform the Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
And they invited Michael J. Fox to go on stage to perform with them.
Yeah, it was cool.
And let me tell you something, man. Even with, God damn, man, Michael J. Fox, he's just such an inspiration. And I'm not saying that to kiss ass or anything like that. No. It's just the guy is just unbelievable. Because obviously, as we all know, he was. This is in. God, I don't want to guess the date, but I know it was in 2015, 16, around that time. And I think so. If I'm mistaken, I apologize, but it was around. I know it's in the 2000s.
It was a few years ago.
And he comes out, and we all know that he has what he has. But let me tell you something.
You'd never know.
You will never know. That guy started playing his guitar, and he's enjoying himself. It's fun. The crowd's in it. I mean, it was just how they pull it off. It's just unbelievable.
So there's one thing I do have to ask you. Mm-hmm. So how old were you when you realized that Michael J. Fox wasn't really singing Johnny Be Good?
Oh, my God. I was heartbroken.
How old were you when you found out? Do you remember?
I was probably around my 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little heartbroken.
Yeah, same.
I was like...
I like when I found that out, I was just like, "Wait, what?"
I went old telenovela. I was like, "Ay, Dios mío!" It was shocking, but at the same time, and of course, we all know that he didn't play the guitar there, but whatever. The guy, he's an actor, and he did his job, and you know what? He did a damn good job because he made us all believe that he was singing.
But it was amazing because he actually learned the guitar part. Mm-hmm. No, he didn't play it, but like he learned how to do it so that he wouldn't need a stand-in, which I know that they did use a stand-in for a couple of shots.
Yes.
But so that you could look at his hands and they were in the right place. And I'm just like, that's commitment.
That is commitment.
I personally love all kinds of movies that have fictitious bands in them. I mean, from That Thing You Do to Josie and the Pussycats and like other, random movies like that. And they're terrible at faking their own instruments.
Yeah.
But Michael J. Fox took the time to learn where to put his hands. And that's just amazing.
You got to respect that.
You got to give credit where credit's due.
That's right. And that's what makes him such a phenomenal actor. And that's one of the reasons why people believe for so many years that he actually did everything.
Yeah.
Because you're a good actor when you can convince somebody that you did that.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of great guitar players, I mean, what a way to end. I mean, the master himself, the king himself, Eddie Van Halen.
Yes.
For a lot of people don't realize that because contracts and everything, when obviously we know the part is when it's playing the song, the guitar solo that's being played in Marty's Walkman.
Yep.
Or I should say Darth Vader's Walkman. When obviously he's trying to convince George to go out to ask Lorraine. But one thing that people notice is that it doesn't say Van Halen.
It says Edward.
Edward Van Halen.
Yes.
Because apparently he was not allowed to use the name of the band.
No, he wasn't allowed to use the name of the band, and he wasn't allowed to use any previous Van Halen recordings. So Eddie Van Halen did that riff just for the movie.
Which is called Out the Window.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the name of the actual song, Out the Window, performed by Edward Van Halen.
Edward Van Halen.
Your thoughts on this song?
It's fucking Eddie Van Halen. It's amazing.
That's it. That's Edward Van Halen. I still get goosebumps when I hear Eruption.
Oh, sure.
I mean, Jesus Christ. It's like you ask yourself, there are certain songs that you ask yourself. One of them was actually one of the Beatles songs. I've always wanted to be being that fly in the wind in the room, like to see like how they came up with it.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite songs of the Beatles has always been Hey Jude. Mm-hmm. And like, how do you write a song like that? You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, we know the inspiration and blah, 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 but it's just like sitting there and writing like whatever. Mm-hmm. In this case, with Eddie Van Halen, just coming up with this, like how easy he makes it look. Mm-hmm. And how simple, and yet it will take us probably a year to do this.
Right.
So it's amazing. So I think this is a perfect song, even though it's a guitar solo.
Yeah, you only hear it for like 2 seconds in the scene, but it makes a huge statement.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
You only hear it for 2 seconds, but what an impact.
Exactly.
And the best part of all, you only hear it for 2 seconds, you know immediately who it is.
Yep.
That guitar, I mean, Eddie Van Halen, you know, people can say what they say about the Van Halen brothers. I mean, whatever. Everybody's got their opinion, but there will never be another Eddie Van Halen.
That boy can play.
That boy can play. And speaking of somebody that can play, folks, we have the great one himself, Alan Silvestri. What can you say about this guy? Oof. Born in March 26, 1950, American composer, conductor of film and television scores. Now, something that a lot of people don't realize, I thought this was hilarious.
Yes.
Did you know that Alan Silvestri was the main composer for the television show Chips?
No, I did not know that. Really?
Yeah.
All right.
It was a Chips. I was like, wow. Alan Silvestri, obviously, one of the really interesting things that he did was he met with film director Robert Zemeckis when the two worked together on the little film called Romance in the Stone.
Yes.
1984 flick that actually was the film that, would you say greenlit the Back to the Future movies?
It is.
And since then, little known fact, Alan Silvestri has composed the music for all of Zemeckis movies since then.
I love that. I love partnerships like that, and I love loyalty like that.
Like you remember Zemeckis and Silvestri, Danny Elfman with Tim Burton.
Yep.
Williams with Spielberg.
Yep.
Caitlin with Paul McCartney.
I wish.
Folks, if you can see her face right now,
I wish.
She's like a little, she's like giggling like a schoolgirl.
I love that man.
Oh, that boy can play.
That boy can play.
Right now, obviously, as we can say, we're only going to be covering a little bit of Silvestri and what he's
Yes,
done.
we'll talk more about him as
talk more about him for the next show. But again, what can you say about the music that he did from the reveal of the DeLorean when it's coming out? And again, it's one of those things that people are like, well, why the DeLorean will be inside there? Like, who cares?
Oh God, I hate that argument. How did Doc get the DeLorean out of the armored truck?
Who cares?
He can't get in. Like, it's a movie. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it for what
Just
it
enjoy
is.
it.
It's amazing, impactful, and everybody remembers where you were. And again, it's like you see this kind of futuristic car, but again, it's just how impact and not just the Back to the Future music, but also the like the kind of like the slow version that he did also as well. The
This is basically just going to be an hour of Eugene and I singing the different parts of the Alan Silvestri score. We hope you enjoy this.
Pretty much. But again, one of the things that people don't know is all the other movies that he has done, not just Zemeckis films, but all the other movies that he has done, including to some certain Avengers, if you will. Which we will talk more about next week's show, folks, because we ran out of time.
Yeah, man, we did.
But that's what happens when you get two people that love music and movies together. And I mean, we could easily talk another hour about the music of this movie. But next week's episode, we're going to be talking about Back to the Future 2. We're going to talk a little bit more about Alan Silvestri and the impact of all his movies, and some very interesting things that people don't really know about this guy.
All right.
And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about more about Back to the Future 2 and how the music has changed. And we'll go by track. Folks, if you have any questions, where can they reach us?
WhatTheFluxPod@gmail.com.
That's right.
That's right.
If you have any comments, anything like that, anything good stuff, then let us know what you guys think about the music. We would love to hear your opinions. Let us know which songs do you think are the perfect song. Not just
no such thing as perfect song, but anyway.
Back in Time. And
gotta get back in time.
Earth Angel.
It's perfect for that scene. It really is.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't believe it, try it out tonight, folks. If you're cooking or something like that, grab your girl, grab your boy, grab whatever you want, whoever you love, and just give a little slow dance tonight. I think everybody should do a little slow dance.
They'll score you some points for sure.
Hell yeah, because we know with times like as crazy as they are, sometimes we just need a little bit of an Earth Angel.
Yeah.
That was nice.
That was nice.
Good segue?
It was all right.
Okay. I'm going to fire my segue coach. On that note, folks, my mom is here. I got to go.
All right.
Time to leave. You need a ride?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, folks, it's time to go. But as always,
whether it be the future
or the past,
we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to What the Flux. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WhatTheFlux_pod. Please subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts and give us a 5-star rating. And be sure to recommend us to your other time-traveling friends.
Hasta la bye-bye!